Welcome to the Tryline podcast. I'm your host, Beau. This is my co-host, People's host, Danny. How you going, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm excellent. The State of Origin teams have been named. I'm very impressed with the Queensland team. We're going to get into the New South Wales team. This is our Q&A show. We're going to be doing timestamps in the description. So if there's anything in particular you want to see, I know there's going to be a lot of Origin chat. We'll start off with the New South Wales chat. We'll move on to the Queensland chat. And then we'll hook into a little bit of the Q&A. But Danny, where are we starting, mate?
First off, sorry, before we get into the Q&A, I'm just gonna give my thoughts on the New South Wales side. They released a squad, and then after that, they released the actual team that's going to run out for Game 1. And to be honest, there's a few selections where you just look at it and you kind of scratch your head as a New South Wales supporter, like Jack Whiten in the centres. Stephen Crichton on the bench in the 14 jersey. Not too sure about that. I've seen a bit of talk going around saying Origin mind games and all that, but like, why?
I rubbish that. I reckon that is not happening. I think this is how they'll line up.
Yeah, me too. It's mind games. Like, what? I really don't understand.
I think that's people trying to make sense of what Freddie's done.
Yeah.
I do not buy into that at all. I think what he's named, the 1 to 17, and same with Queensland now, I think, even with Ben Hunt at 9, I think both teams, they're not playing games, both teams will line up like that. So you've got an issue with Jack Whiten at centre then?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a better utility than Stephen Crichton. Stephen Crichton's an actual centre. Yeah. Jack Whiten's a 5'8", so I don't really get that. Tarek Sims, he's starting, and Tyson Frizzell's on an extended bench, 19th man.
Yeah,
I don't really get that. I could like Ryan Madison, Liam Martin, Tyson Frizzell are all better than Tarek Sims, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah,
I couldn't make sense of the of bringing Tyson Frizzell into camp if he's not in the side. That made no sense to me because you usually save those 19, 20, 21, 22 spots for people that maybe won't play, but it's good to get him into camp to get a little bit of experience, you know what I mean? Get him around players that have been at that level. Tyson doesn't need that.
No, he definitely doesn't.
Tyson's that guy that you want the players to come in and be around.
Yeah, exactly.
So it shocked me, and I think a lot of people, when they saw the squad, just assumed Liam Martin was the odd man out.
Yeah.
Because Tyson... You would have thought Tyson's going to be in the team. So I don't really understand why they named him there. As for the Jack Whiten thing, the more I think about it, I think it was always how Freddie was going to go. I worry about their ability to cover hooker. That's what I worry about in the New South Wales lineup. If Cookie goes down, who plays hooker? They do not have a hooker in that side. They don't have anyone that's... I don't think anyone that's played hooker at NRL level. Who plays hooker for New South Wales if Cookie goes down?
Bloody put me on the spotty. Sorry. Honestly, I have no idea.
That's what I mean.
I could not tell you. Maybe a Ryan Madison. Maybe.
Yeah. I got no clue. And Ryan Madison has played a little bit in the halves. But he's a big frame. Big frame. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I was thinking about that today. I just don't think they cover all positions. And I think if you ran Appy on the bench and played Jack Whiten at 3, then you cover literally every position on the field if anyone goes down. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I'm sure we've got a lot of questions about New South Wales, though. So let's get into it.
Yeah, right. So we actually have a few questions about Jack Whiten being in the centres, Stephen Crichton on the bench, and Nick Hines at 18. So pretty much just Chunky 16, Chase Finn, Reid 207, and Bryce Samuels. They all pretty much are asking the question, like, is it the right decision to have Jack Whiten starting the centres, Crichton on the bench, Nick Hines at 18?
Jacko has not had the best time in the centres in State of Origin. But I don't know. I think he's playing really good footy. I think he's playing really good too. I still think he'll be solid there. I would have preferred Crichton in the side and Jack in the 14. I think he covers probably more positions than Nico. Nico's probably unfortunate, but he didn't have a great game against the Roosters, Nico. And he has had a great year, but he didn't have a great game against the Roosters, and you probably want to see him having his best games against the best teams.
Yep.
So I would have been pretty comfortable with Jacko in the 14. But I don't know. I just don't... How do you get Crichton into the game in the 14?
I don't know.
Like, where's he coming on?
I don't think he's ever played in the middle before, so... And is he that kind of player? Is he someone that you can just plug in and put anywhere and he'll do a job for you? Like, you can see Jack White, and he's that kind of player. Yeah. But we don't know if Stephen Crichton is or not.
So does Crichton come on into the centres and Jack moves into the middle? Is that what we're doing?
Well, then you don't really have a fresh man in the middle. Like, that's what you kind of need.
I don't know. I don't know how they get Crichton into the game if there's not an injury or something. I don't know how they utilise Crichton. I can see if things stay the same and there's no injuries, I can actually see Crichton not playing a single minute in the game.
Yeah, mate. I got no idea.
I don't know. And I know that you definitely weren't happy about that selection. I think Whiten is quality and deserves to be in the side somewhere. I just don't see why you would carry a world-class centre on the bench to accommodate him. That just doesn't make sense for me. It would make more sense if Crichton wasn't in the team at all.
Yeah, exactly. And you had like an actual
utility
like on the bench in that 14 jersey. But hey, hopefully Freddie knows what he's doing.
And as for Tarek, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Is it loyalty they're showing to Tarek? And if it is, where's the loyalty to the Fox and Jake Trbojevic?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is Tarek owed the loyalty and they're not?
Yeah, exactly. Like Tarek was struggling to get a start for the Dragons this year. Like
he's been ordinary.
Yeah,
he's been ordinary.
Weeks, yeah, so I don't know.
Anyway, anyone that knows Freddie knew Jack was going to be in there somewhere. I think we picked him 18th man.
Yeah, we did.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah, we did. Pretty
sure we picked him 18th man. We knew he was going to be in the makeup somewhere. Freddie's a big fan of him. I think he's just shocked a couple of people picking him at centre.
Yeah. Anyway, we're moving on to the next bunch of questions from Nathan. Mid is not a kid. Jacob, Mason. They're all asking our thoughts on Jake Trbojevic not making and Josh Addo-Carr not making as well. Well, I think we all
talk a bit about Fox.
Yeah, look, I can understand why they've gone with Tupou. He's a big body, and he'll help with those
aerial attack.
Yeah, that aerial attack. Yeah, that's right. And with Jake Trbojevic, we already know why he hasn't been picked. Like, obviously, you went off on it. When was it? Monday or Sunday? Yeah. One of the days, saying that it was like his lowest meters gained ever, his most missed tackles, lowest post contact meters, one offload, one break tackle. No break tackles. Sorry.
Yep.
So
he is having such a down season, and I think if you pick him, it's almost unfair if he gets really exposed in Origin.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you: do you think this is it for Jake Trbojevic in Origin in that arena?
I do.
Because you've got to think, Finucane probably plays very similar to him, and he's still got to come back. So that's another guy that's in front of him.
Yeah.
And then we can already see all the people they've picked this year in front of him.
Yeah.
So do you think that's it for Jake at that level?
I do think that is it. He had his time, and he did really well. But I think that, you got your Dale Finucanes, and I even think Cam McInnes. I'd put Cam McInnes ahead of him as well.
Yeah, and you got edge people that are filling in on the edges that can play his role in the middle, like Cam Murray.
Yeah, Cam Murray,
if need be. Like they got just too much. I say, he's an 80-minute player.
Yeah,
he's your lock for the next 6-7 years, if not longer. So, the game's gone past Jake, and it's sad to say. It's just it's too fast. He doesn't offer enough anymore.
Yeah,
He doesn't offer anymore. He doesn't break tackles. He doesn't have an offload. He makes tackles, but I mean, a lot of players make tackles, and yes, he's tough, and everyone likes him. I just don't think he's built for that arena anymore. As for Josh Adokar, unfortunate. I think it's more about how Daniel Tupou's playing rather than how Josh Adokar's playing, because people are saying he's really down on form. I don't actually mind what he's been doing at the Dogs this year.
Yeah, no.
I think he's gone to a different club, a club really, really different in class to the Storm, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So he's not going to be putting up those try-scoring stats and those line break stats because he's doing that on the back of some of the best players that have played in the last decade.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like when you go from literally the best team in the comp for the last, well, not the best, one of the best teams in the comp for the last like 10 years, to the worst team in the comp over the last few years. Like, obviously, there's going to be a bit of a drop off there.
But I think if you look at him, I think me and you have been pretty impressed with the way he's gone about his business. I actually thought it would go the other way. I thought he'd go down there and they wouldn't play well and he wouldn't give a shit. But he gives a shit, and you could hear him every single week, full of passion, full of energy, trying to lift the Dogs. Has he had a couple of performances where he got found out? I think he did. I think especially on the weekend. But let's not pretend he wasn't picked. He wasn't dropped before this weekend. Like, Freddie already picked Daniel Tupou before that game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that really had anything to do with it. But I think Josh Adokar's energy for the Bulldogs has been second to none. And I don't think he's done in this arena. I think he can get back there. I think he's that quality of player. And I think Freddie even said to him when he called him and excluded him, he said, "You belong here." So, like, try and make it back. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think he's done there, but I also think his days are numbered, especially with Joseph Swiley waiting in the wings. You got to think he's not that far away from an Origin berth.
Yeah, for sure. And on to the last question for New South Wales Origin anyway. That's from Jacob Davis. Thoughts on Ryan Madison playing Origin?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
There was some controversy when he left the Tigers, and I don't think he's played before this year that well for Parramatta. I think he's outshunned by Papali'i last year, and Sean Lane at times has played better footy than him. But since he went back to the bench for Parramatta, I think he's been playing some of his best footy maybe he's played in his career.
Well, he's coming off the bench and playing in the middle, and that's his preferred position, is to play in the middle. Yeah, I don't think. Well, I wouldn't say he doesn't like it, but yeah, he likes playing in the middle a little bit more, and I think maybe that might be showing.
I'll tell you what, if you can get that motor going, you could definitely see him turn into a bit of an Isaiah Yeo in the fact that he's got the ball skills. He's played in the halves.
Yeah.
Like, he's silky when he wants to be. He's a great ball runner. He can run a line. And that's the danger of Isaiah Yeo, his ability to run and pass.
Yeah.
And if Ryan Madison could develop that a little bit more, geez, it'd be... I think there's rumours around that he signed with the Dolphins today. They could just be damaging with him in the middle of the park. So
100%.
Good to see him playing good footy, and a shame that he's leaving the Eels. I think you have lost a couple of really quality players that you have seemed to develop at your club too, which even hurts even more.
It is what it is.
And what is it?
It's bullshit. Anyway, we're moving on to Queensland Origin now. So there's a couple questions from Christy Lee and Morgan Brand. They're asking, is DC under pressure from Tommy Dearden?
I think he is, because they named Dearden in the 18. I think he's under more pressure from Benny Hunt. But Dearden in the 18, that's a massive call. Like, Dearden will sit on the bench for Queensland. What a turnaround that is for him, considering he was another Broncos reject. They didn't want him, and the Cowboys end up snapping him up, and I think he's gone up there and he's playing just some phenomenal football.
He's all effort, Tommy Dearden.
He is, and that loss. We watched that game where they lost, and just his defensive efforts. What game was that?
Oh,
I can't remember. They lost the game earlier in the year, and we admired his defensive efforts constantly in that game. Was it the Roosters?
Yeah, I think
was that Roosters game?
I think it was the Roosters. Yeah.
Yeah, and did he end up setting up or scoring a try late in that game as well?
Mate,
I can't remember.
Was that round?
Would have been round 4, 5, somewhere around there.
Round 4 sounds about right. And he set up a try late.
I think so. I think he ended up laying on a try late.
Well, there is a 64th minute try from the Cowboys.
Yeah. Anyway, we admired that, and that has epitomised what he's done all year. Tommy didn't. I think he's been all effort. He's gone up there and taken his opportunity, and he's leading this side. And you got to think Chad Townsend doesn't have that long left. He will be the chief playmaker going forward at that club, and he has the ability to put that club on his back for the next decade. So he's doing a really good job. He has been rewarded by Billy with that 18 jersey, not just being in the squad. He will sit on the bench. He's a chance of playing Origin in 8 days or whatever it is. But I think if we're talking about Daly Cherry Evans being under pressure, he's under more pressure from Ben Hunt, I think, who's playing the house down. Billy Slater said with the selection of Ben Hunt, you got to remember, Ben Hunt's won our player of the series 2 out of the last 3 years off the bench. That's amazing for Benny Hunt. So Ben Hunt, he said Ben Hunt's more than earned this start, which is, I think, is correct. And I think Daly Cherry Evans should be under some pressure from Benny Hunt.
Yeah, well, isn't he top of the Dally M leaderboard as well, Benny Hunt?
Yeah, at the moment. And people said, oh, well, he just polls when the Dragons win. So what you're saying is he's the best player on the field when the Dragons win. So that means he deserves to poll. That means he deserves to be top of the leaderboard. Is that not true?
That is true.
Yeah. Okay. I got nothing but respect for Ben Hunt, and he won me a big bet last year at 19-1 to be wingman of the match in the last game. So he's all right in my book.
And he also won his premiership.
Yes, he did.
Yes. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, he did.
Adam can tell us, is it really surprising that David Feeder didn't get selected for the Maroon squad?
We didn't pick him.
Yeah, no, we didn't pick him. So, is it surprising that he didn't? No.
No, I don't think so. I don't know why you'd pick him when he plays half a game. He's been, and it's not his fault that he gets paid the money he gets paid, because I think the club signs off on it. So, go make your money. I think we both agree with the go make your money thing.
Yeah.
But geez, he's one of the biggest busts in the NRL. Like, if he could put it together for 80 minutes, he could be one of the best players in the NRL, but he just doesn't, I don't know. Does he not care enough?
He just doesn't go looking for the ball. Sometimes you find him out in the wing. Like,
do you think he's a bit soft?
I do think he's a bit soft, yeah.
I would agree with that.
It's like a few of those other Titans players. Like Philip Sami, he's soft. He's soft as.
Yeah.
Anyway, James Bryant, Jai Arrow hard done by or fair punishment? I don't know what he'd be getting punished for.
I think for bringing that girl into camp last year. I don't think he's been punished anyway. I just think there's players in form. Billy said he wanted to keep him in the camp because he thinks he'll have to use him at some point with injuries and whatnot. I thought he was hard done by. I think he's been awesome for Queensland when he's played there. I don't think his form at South is that bad either, to be honest.
No, it's not. Well, I forgot about what he did last year, so, yep.
That's why I think maybe that's the same reason Appy's out too.
Yeah. All right, anyway, moving on. Sean, will Nanai's tackle ability be a liability in Origin?
You brought up something about Nanai. You said that you think he's a bit soft.
I do. Well, over the last few weeks, the year really, you watch him and he's one of those players that is, he misses a few tackles, just throws the arm out, and is discipline, gives away like stupid penalties. But the last few weeks, especially last week in particular, I noticed that he did actually really well defensively. I'll see how many
maybe that's just getting in the groove of first grade. I was shocked that he was on the bench. I think he's had a great year, but Jesus, he's played 16 games.
Yeah.
It's a whole different beast, State of Origin. So we're gonna probably find out what he's really made of this weekend. I will say I was really, really shocked. I hope he does well, but that was probably the biggest shock for the Queensland side for me. I'm less shocked that Cotter's starting than I was in the team at all.
Yeah. Well, last week, Nanai made 51 tackles, only missed 4.
On the edge.
On the edge, too, yeah. So
in a team that got beat 22-0, so that's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. So I thought that was a good effort for him.
Yeah.
And that's all the Queensland Origin questions.
All right, well, we're going to be breaking down plenty of Origin in the coming episodes, and obviously on the night of Origin, I think we're going to go live straight after. I think I don't know if we've talked about that yet, but I think that's a good plan to go not go live, film a podcast straight after when it's fresh in both our minds. I think that's probably the best thing to do
for Origin.
Yeah,
the first game we're going live straight after.
No, not going. Did you just listen to what I said? Not going live. Just recording a podcast.
Okay.
Yes. Listen.
I thought you said going live.
Yeah.
Listen. All right. We're going to get into the other questions now. Are we?
Yep.
All right. Nice. All right, Jack. How much time does Brownie have left?
Not long.
Yeah. That's Nathan.
What are you thinking? Yeah. No, not long.
Oh yeah. No.
I don't think he can go back to New Zealand with him. I think he needs to be dropped.
Yeah. So you reckon before the end of the year's done?
When's he been a success as a coach? When?
I could not tell you.
I don't see it. I know he's a good recruiter. I think he's bring some good young players to the club, but they're not playing overly fantastic football. They've got a great roster. They're not playing good footy.
Yeah. So yeah,
the Matt Lodge deal might be a nail in his coffin. He had a 50% win record at St George. He had a 25% win record at the Newcastle Knights, and he's had a 33% win record at the Warriors. In under trying circumstances, you could say the Warriors, but still not great. 41% as a coach, almost coached 300 first grade games.
Yeah, maybe time to hang him up.
He had a good record in the Super League though. Killed it in the Super League.
Yeah,
but they all do.
Go back to the Super League.
They all have winning records over there, don't they?
Yeah. I reckon we'd have winning records over there.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do that on the side.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So that's why you don't answer my calls on weekends.
Yeah.
Andrew Backhouse, when is Danny going to twerk for us?
Weird comment, Andrew. Yeah. You're better than that.
I don't think I owe anyone to twerk anyway. Also from Andrew, can we get another watch party in Discord?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. It's just we've been really busy.
Yeah, for sure. Does Simonson keep his spot when Sevo comes back?
No. Sevo will come straight back on the side. Apparently he's killing it in New South Wales Cup as well.
I think Simonson's killing it.
Yeah.
In NRL.
Sevo's the man. He's killing it apparently.
Alright, we'll drop Wonga Blake. I like Bailey Simonson.
Yeah, that's all right.
Do you think DCE walks into the Australian team?
No,
not a chance.
No,
that's Nathan Cleary.
Nathan Cleary could be walking backwards, and DCE could be on a bullet train, and Nathan Cleary gets there first.
Yeah. Do you think Para is leaking too many points to get to the top the top 4 at the end of the season?
No, I think they're just striving for a bit of consistency. Really important win against the Raiders, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's. They were saying it's the first time they won back-to-back since like round 5 or something.
And Danny, you would know probably better than anyone. That's a game that Para lose. That's a game that Para lose all the time.
100%.
Especially when the game got close. I think the difference in that one was Dylan Brown. But even if you just have a look at it here, the Raiders scored first, then Para had to calm again, and then Para scored again. And I thought, okay, now we're getting into a bit of a rhythm. Then the Raiders scored, and then I got really worried because that's in that point in that game, that's where the Eels fall away. Yeah. Away from home on a back-to-back. But they come out and they won that game. Really important win. I think it might set up the rest of their year, that one.
Oh, I hope so. Dominic, do you follow any other teams in different sports like basketball or soccer?
Do you want to run down who you support?
Basketball, I follow a team in the NBA, the Pelicans. In soccer...
Anyone else? Anyone else you support in any sports?
Mariners, Central Coast Mariners, obviously.
Okay, I'm a Manchester United fan, Indiana Pacer fan, LA Rams fan. That's about it.
You just follow everyone, all the teams.
All the teams.
Zach,
baby.
Bronx or Titans? Broncos. Like, a team that we like more, or the team that is better?
I've always liked the Broncos more than Titans. I actually don't like the Titans that much.
Oh, really?
Soft.
I like Tino. Tino's not soft.
Yeah,
He's
Tino's
hard.
hard.
He is
Might be too hard.
Yeah. Pierce, New South Wales or Queensland? New South Wales, baby.
I'm very interesting. Maybe we can use that as a launching point to what are you thinking for the series as a result? Because I'm a little, for the first time ever, I'm a bit confident. I reckon if Queensland can snatch game 1, I think we'll win 3-0.
That's not going to happen.
No, but I'm saying if we can win game 1 with game 3 at Suncorp, I'm pretty confident they can go to Perth and win that one as well. So, and that's I'm pretty honest with how I see series. I think I backed New South Wales 3-0 last 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident if Queensland can win the first one, I think Queensland can win 3-0. So what are you thinking? Honestly,
honestly,
on the series, I don't rate the side that New South Wales picked in game 1. I do not rate that side.
Yeah, look,
one bit.
I do think that there are some improvements that could have been like better picks for the team for New South Wales, but I still think that's a 2-1 win series.
Yeah. So you think New South Wales go the first 2?
I think they'll drop one of the first 2.
So you think they win at Suncorp?
I do.
Nah, that ain't happening.
Maybe this first game, they're just gonna see how some of the players go, and then from there we'll make the real team.
Yeah, I think it'll be telling though if you do get beat in this first game at home in Sydney, and say it's 20-6 or something like that, heads might roll after this first loss.
Oh yeah,
and it'd be really interesting to see what kind of side that could make New South Wales very dangerous though, because they've left some players out there that are just gun.
Yeah,
and probably Latrell to come back into this team too hasn't been spoken about. He looks fit as training in America at the moment, so if he comes back into this team for game 2, yeah, well, I might have to rethink where I'm at, because I don't. Latrell was the best player in the series last year. He was unbelievable.
Maybe second best player.
I think he won player of the series.
I think Tom Trbojevic was unbelievable.
Yeah. Anyway, that was good. I wanted to talk about that. Anyway, because I think Queensland are a real chance.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck to you. You'll need it. Brock Williams. Did both of you play rugby league growing up? Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We played together.
Same team.
I think I threw him a hospital ball one day and he got concussed. Is that true?
It was on last. No, I remember this. It was last tackle, right?
Yep.
Though I'm thinking, yeah, Beau's going to kick it. I'm going to chase. I'm like, yeah,
yep.
This looks good. Next minute, I get the ball, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm running. And then next minute, I'm on the ground, knocked out.
Yeah, I saw an opportunity, so I threw the cutout ball.
There was nothing there.
Nah, next minute, old mate just shoots out of nowhere. I swear he come out of nowhere, but he just lined you up and just smashed you.
Yeah.
I should have kicked. Play the percentages, guys. Play the percentages.
That I had the biggest headache after that.
Yeah, well, concussion will do that to you.
Yeah, like a huge headache.
At least you held onto the ball. We completed the set.
Did I hold onto the ball?
Yeah, you did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Good on you.
Harry. At least better not be this Harry. Why are the Cowboys better than the Eels?
Just in every way.
Oh, they're not, Harry. They're not. Next one. Oh, Aiden. Do you think Payne Haas has done Brisbane dirty after what they've done for him?
No, it's tough, but they got 10 years. The good players have maybe 12 years. The shitty players have 5 years to make their money in what they dedicate their life to.
Yeah.
Payne Haas deserves to go and make his money.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
He's stuck with the Broncos through the worst years of the existence.
Did you see his contract demands though?
I haven't. No.
Oh my god! It's got the feeling. It's got the energy. When a tradie comes to your house, you want them to do a job, right? If
Yep.
they don't want to do it, they'll quote you ridiculous cash. Because then to them, if you're willing to pay it, they're like, okay, it's a shit job, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But they don't want to do the job. So they'll come out and you say, oh, I want my whole gutters swept everywhere. And he'd be like, all right, $2,000. Because he doesn't want to do it. But you're going to pay him $2,000, he's going to do it. This is what I think Payne Haas has done with his contract. He doesn't want to be at the Broncos. So he has quoted the most ridiculous contract. And if they accept it, he's like, oh, okay. Here are the conditions, right?
Yeah.
He'll stay. They got to up his cash to like $1 million, 1.2, something ridiculous. But then in the first year of the contract, if they don't make the top 6, he can walk. In the second year of the contract, if the second year of the contract, if they don't make the top 4, he can walk. He's out of there. Right? So those two years in a row, they got to make the top 6 and the top 4, or Payne Haas can walk repercussion free. Right? And then for the next 2 years after that, it's minimum top 8. You don't make top 8, I'm going. I'm out of here. No one can have that much control over your club.
Far out.
I'm sorry. If you're going to invest all this cash into him and maybe sacrifice some of your future, you can't be giving away that much. You can't just, oh shit, not only we miss out on the top 6, we just lost our best player.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And now we've got no future. Now we're probably going to miss the top 8 the next year.
Yeah. Wow.
So I think that's ridiculous.
Maybe he has done him a bit dirty.
But do you know what I mean? I think he's quoted that because he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
But he's like, if I accept this, I'll stay.
Yeah.
I'll fuck around and stay. But I reckon he'll go to a lesser club. I think he'll go for less money to a bigger club. That's what I meant. And probably win a couple of grand finals and probably go down as one of the best front rowers to ever do it.
Wow. There you go. Moving on, Jordan Powell. Who's the best Discord mod?
You are, and you are going to be bloody busy come Origin time because I think we're going to be handing out a couple of live bands. We've got a couple of passionate Blues and Queenslanders on the Discord, and I think it's going to get nasty. I think Kangaroo's already muted for the whole Origin series. Do you know that?
He's muted.
He's muted for the whole Origin series.
Is that like a self-mute? He knew...
Oh, yeah, he had a bet that with someone that Corey Oates would definitely get picked for the Origin team. And he said, I'll be muted the whole Origin series. You can mute me if he doesn't get picked. He was that confident that Corey Oates was going to be inside. So Kangaroo's out for the whole Origin series, muted.
Unlucky Kangaroo.
Yeah.
Anyway, Braithen, yeah. Do you reckon Schneider could make a good centre? Are we talking about Brad Schneider for the Raiders?
No, I think he's a halfback.
He's a halfback.
Funny thing about halfbacks, they can't really play many positions, halfbacks. 5'8", you feel they can fill in, but you don't really see halfbacks jumping in anywhere.
You don't really.
Yeah.
I guess
that's why it's weird to see Nico as a halfback. I see him more as a 6, Nico.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he can't play. Can't play in centres.
Yeah, no. Betty, are Dragons dark horse for top 8?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they've got a really good run home too.
Yeah, okay.
And Ben Hunt's playing phenomenal right now.
He's doing really well. I
wonder if that Titans loss is going to come back to hurt him though, because that seemed like a slam dunk for them, and then would have given them 3 in a row. Just to have a look at their last few weeks, you got Broncos at the end. Now, if the Broncos are secured in the semi-finals, you got to think that's a weak side they're coming up against. They got the Tigers before that, the Titans again, this time at home. Then they got the Raiders. That's not a bad month to end with.
Yeah, that's a decent month.
Yeah.
Mohall, Broncos top 8, maybe top 4 instead of Sharkies.
I don't think they'll finish in top 4. I think they'll finish in top 8.
Yeah, top 8. Liam Marsh, Milf, Clifford, Ponga, and Bradley Spine for Knights. Could it be good? Any thoughts?
Milf, Clifford, Ponga, and
Brayley.
Brayley. When's Brayley back?
I think he's done for the season, is he? Or midway?
Well, let me have a look.
I think it could be a good spawn. Obviously, you got Ponga there. He's world class. When he wants
and
to
Milf had a good weekend. He's just got to if he's fit, he'll play some good footy.
Yeah, for sure. With Clifford, he showed earlier in the year that
there's a player there.
He could be decent, and Brayley's solid at 9 for sure. Brayley is 100% solid.
Brayley's still indefinite. It's an Achilles, so that's probably looking year. Can you see Jake be a chief playmaker though? Because Milf's gonna need that.
Yeah,
Milf can't take control of this side.
I don't think Clifford could be that.
That's what I mean. So then you don't see it. It can't be good. I feel like Clifford craves a chief playmaker that he can just not worry about that and play off the back of that. And I think Milf needs the same thing.
Yep.
So, but if you got Ponga in your team, you should be a chance.
Yeah.
You don't need a lot around him. Ponga's going to be your creative block genius. So
yeah,
there's a lot at the Knights. They just haven't put it together yet.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Who do you think will win Origin Game 1? Honestly.
I'll go Queensland. I'll go Queensland in a close one, maybe like 2 points.
I'll go New South Wales. But if, I could see Queensland winning that one too.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say...
I don't think you've said that about a Game 1 in years.
Not in the last...
That's how soft I find this New South Wales side.
Not since 2017 or something.
Yeah. Look, it's very close, and it's good. It's probably good for Origin that it's not just one team wins every series. You know what I mean? I think flip flopped for a couple of years now. Maybe you use 1-2 in a row, and then we stop the three-peat. Can't remember now.
I honestly can't. I can't remember.
You won.
I think we won 2018, 2019. You won 2020.
Yeah,
and we won.
So we must have won 17.
I think you were. Oh yeah, I think you did win 17.
Yeah, so you for 17 us, 18, 19 you, 20 us, 21 you. Yeah. That's good. That's Origin. I'd rather that than big stretches of the same team. You know what I mean? Oh. And it feels a little bit competitive. I don't know when a team wins 8 in a row, it just seems to.
No, come on, mate. Honestly, you had to bring that up, didn't you?
All right, move on.
Of course, you're like, I'm so sick of all the winning in a row, all the series wins in a row, 8 in a row.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bit boring.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
North Queensland. What will you consider as a successful season for the Cowboys and Eels?
If the Cowboys make the 8, that's a success.
I think you can already say it's a success for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't think there's a person that doesn't follow the Cowboys that pick the Cowboys to make the 8. I don't think there's anyone.
No,
that's a success
to be in contention for the spoon.
Yeah, bottom 2, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think is a success for the Eels? I think they've got to aim a little bit higher.
We got to win it all. Because it's just been disappointing the last few years. We had such a good team, such a good spine, especially like Mitch Moses, Dylan Brown, the King, and Reid Marnie. It's their last year together, so...
I think we spoke last year after they got knocked out against Penrith, and the chat started off like, we're really proud of what the Para's done, and they limped into the finals, and they played really well in the finals, and they end up being competitive with the best team. But then that conversation ended with, but when do we stop being proud and start being disappointed about this team? Because they constantly get to that point and they fall, and they get to that point and they fall, and they make a semi-final and then they go out the back door. That has to stop this year. They're a great side. People were making excuses for them at the end of last year, saying, "Oh well, they're just not a top 4 side, so you can't expect them to do that." They are a top 4 side.
Yeah,
they've got enough quality in that club to compete with the best sides in this comp on any given day. So I reckon it's grand final or bust for the Parramatta Eels. I believe they can win the comp this year. I think they can match it. They've shown the 2 best teams in the comp are the Melbourne Storm and Penrith, and they pushed them to the limit both, and they beat them both.
Yeah.
So nothing more than a grand final is acceptable for the Parramatta Eels this year, I think.
Nice. Sam Loader. Will Tigers win at least 4 to 6 more games this year?
Will who?
The Tigers.
Let me have a look.
I'm just going to say, come right off the bat and say no.
All right. Manly. That's after the bye.
That might be a win.
All right. 1. Dogs.
That's a win.
Warriors.
That's a win.
That's the first game back in Auckland.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a loss.
Yeah.
That's a loss. That's the first game back in Auckland. Then they got the Eels at Leichhardt.
That's a loss.
All right. Confident?
No.
Then they got the Panthers, round 18. Is that Origin? That could be Origin.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah. I'm going to give them that one if it's Origin.
Okay.
They beat them last year in Origin, so that's 3. They don't beat the Cowboys. They don't beat the Broncos. Both of them are away. They got the Knights.
Yeah, we'll give them that. Okay, so they do win 4 to 6 more games.
There you go. That's 5. We just found at least 4.
All right, there you go.
And they got a couple of easy games after that too. They got the Dragons and the Raiders both at home.
All right.
Okay.
They
They got a couple of wins in them.
Yep. Frankie Smoke. Thoughts on Herbie and Cobbo battle for fullback next year?
This is interesting. So he messaged me and gave me some more information about this. So apparently Cobbo has been promised certain things by the club in regards to getting an opportunity to play fullback.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Herbie's been promised things from the club in regards to getting an opportunity to play fullback. And then we know that Stags has been promised an opportunity at 6. Apparently Payne Haas asks the world of the club, what is going on down there?
Who knows? Maybe Herbie will play fullback the first half and then Cobbo second half.
It's very interesting because you can't upset these players. Obviously, we've seen what Cobbo can do. I think Herbie's has been playing better than Stags. I think Herbie's one of the form centres in the competition. But why are they making all these ridiculous deals with their players? And why is it getting out? Surely other clubs have these kind of things in place. It just doesn't go to the media. It seems like everyone knows everything about the Broncos and what's going on there. So, I don't know. Firstly, I'd say do not offer 2 players, 1 position. That's ridiculous. Yeah. And secondly, I've not seen Herbie at fullback, but who would you like to see land at fullback? Obviously, Cobbo's the future there.
Yeah, I think I'd rather Cobbo at fullback, to be honest.
We still have to see if Cobbo can ball play though. That's what. Same with Herbie. Yeah. I don't know if either of them can, but that's what your fullback does now. If the fullback can't move the ball, can't play there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, as of right now, like if I was to have one of them at fullback, it'd be Cobbo.
Yeah, I reckon. Whoever's doing these negotiations at the Broncos needs to fucking just relax. It's like when someone says, "Oh, I'll do that for $10." No, you'll do it for $20, and I'll give you that money right now, and I promise you, I'll give you $50 later, and you can walk my dog for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah,
like it's just ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. They're ridiculous.
Yeah. Jed, do you reckon the Souths are slowly going to build something with Ilias's half?
I don't know. They showed something on the weekend, but it was against the Tigers.
Yeah, they were down by bloody 12 at one point in that game, and yeah.
I don't know. I don't rate South. They got a good month coming up though. They got the Titans. They got the Dragons. They got the Eels, but then they got the Knights. So and then the Bulldogs. So if they can win 4 of those 5, they'll be right back on track.
Yeah, nice. Seft something. Thoughts on Walsh's form so far this year? I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I think
Reece
he's been
Walsh.
Yeah, it'd be Walshy.
Yeah.
I think he's been okay. Yeah, it's just the Warriors haven't been great, and that's probably rubbing off on him. I think I tell you what, he's doing a good job of repaying the Warriors for a little bit of faith in him. I mean, he no one would have batted an eye if he decided not to go back to New Zealand, and he's going to honour that contract.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
good on him.
Yeah,
I think he's been all right. What do you think?
I think he's been really good. He looks good. He looks fit. He looks strong.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's not getting a lot of help.
Oh, he's getting no help.
Yeah.
None.
I think Sean Johnson's been really, really disappointing, but I don't think me and you expected much from him at this point in his career. I don't think he's that guy.
No, he'd be in his 30s now, and and he come back from injury, so
He's heaps of injuries.
he's not what he once was. So,
and when those kind of touch footy players that come over lose their pace, they lose a lot of their threat.
Yeah. He's still got a great kicking game and all that, but I mean, even Reece Walsh is doing a lot of the kicking these days.
Yeah. But Walsh, you need someone to get him in a little bit of space. He gets in half a little bit of a gap, and he busts him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just no one's helping him out.
Yep. And last question of the day from Luke: Boston versus Warriors in NBA. Who you got?
Oh, I think Boston were bang average against the Heat in their series, so I'll go Golden State.
Yeah, I'll go Golden State as well. Boston kind of took their foot off the gas at the end of that game. And the game
I didn't even think they were that good in the first half. They had a good first quarter and then rested on that the rest of the game. In that last quarter, no one could hit a shot. I think there was like 10 trips down when no one hit a bucket. And Miami were taking some terrible shots.
Yeah.
Really hard to watch.
Yeah.
And then Miami got back in the game, and that 3-pointer from Jimmy just
killed you. Yeah. Oh well, next year, always next year.
Don't think so. Anyway, yeah, I think Golden State might even sweep.
You reckon? They'll be fresh. They'll be fresh. Yes. Oh well, that's it. That's it for the Q&A.
Let's do our tips. Only a quick round, shortened round, bye round. Get used to those next year, lads.
Oh yeah.
Cowboys Titans. Now, no Tommy Dearden for this one, Denny. They've gone Ben Hampton at 6. He played a couple of decent games last year, Benny Hampton. Hamaso Tabuai-Fidow is in the centres. Brendan Elliott. I think that's Brendan Elliott's debut there on the wing. In the forward pack's still pretty strong. Jordan McLean, Cohen Hess, Tom Gilbert. He's having a great year. Helam Lukey, Jason Tamalolo, and the bench is decently strong as well. As for the Titans, Isaac Liu comes into the starting side, and they're pretty much unchanged other than that. So what are you thinking here? No Dave Feeder for them either.
I'm still thinking the Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys will have too much, and I think they've probably put a lot of emphasis on this period, knowing that they have to get through this pretty unscathed. So I think it'll be a good game, but I think the Cowboys will be taking the Chockies.
Taking the Chockies, boy.
Oh yeah, always got to take the Chockies. Panthers Bulldogs. This reeks of like a 0-0 for 20 minutes, and you think the Dogs are like in the game, and then the Panthers probably just absolutely nail them. They're missing heaps. Kurt Falls will be the 6 for Penrith. Other than that, their backline looks pretty good. Sean O'Sullivan did a job for them earlier in the year.
Yeah.
In the forward pack, Matt Eisenhuth will start lock. He's got a big job if they're going to play similar to what they usually do, replacing, what's his name? Isaiah Yeo there. And the Bulldogs are pretty much unchanged. Matty Duffy was... I'm sorry, he was an absolute liability last week. He offered him a little bit in attack, but defensively, he was shocking.
Yeah, he was no good last week.
I like the Panthers here, mate.
I like the Panthers too. I want to say they will put a score on. I think Sean O'Sullivan he was awesome for them at the start of the year, and I think he'll just do the same thing.
He's NRL ready, Sean O'Sullivan. He needs to be in a squad every week, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Probably the game of the round here: Manly versus the Warriors. Josh Schuster into the 6. I think he's carrying just the next couple extra keys from the off season. But the Polynesians tend to do that, especially if they can't start at the start of the year. So I think he will shed that, and he's just lacking a little bit of pace right now. But it's good to see him get into the 6. That's his future, I think. Other than that, the forward's really strong for Manly, and the Warriors look pretty much unchanged. What are you thinking?
They are. I'm gonna be taking Manly.
Yeah, I can't tip the Warriors. Manly.
Yeah.
Warriors will break your heart. They'll break your heart.
Yeah.
Or is the Roosters Raiders the game of the round? Probably. Joey Manu is in the fullback for James Tedesco. The forward pack, strong. Jared Rea-Hargraves, Tucker Aho, who's announced he's leaving the Roosters today. Angus Crichton, Satili Tupanua, Nat Butcher. And on the other side, you got Corey Horsburgh comes into the starting team. Joseph Tapani, Hudson Young, Elliot Whitehead, and Adam Elliott. Adam Elliott also leaving the Raiders. I think both teams look pretty strong. Definitely the game of the round. Forget what I just said about that other shit game. I hate bye rounds. What are you thinking here? Probably a bit of a toss-up. Raiders might be hungry after that loss.
Nah, I'm going Roosters.
I don't think anyone can back against the Roosters the way they played against the Sharks. I think they were money.
Yeah.
$1.60 about the Roosters. I'll be eating that up.
Me too.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Denny, what was your favourite part? Was it me saying Queensland 3-0 or a different part?
A different part.
Okay. Well, that was my favourite part. Thanks for watching. As always, check out all our socials during the week, and we will put in the description timestamp of the whole episode. If you've gotten to this, that doesn't matter anyway. So enjoy your week, enjoy your month, enjoy your year. Thanks for coming.